Welcome everyone to another wild ride inside the Squared Circle. This is Squared Circle Sessions. As always, I'm Rambo and I'm joined by my friends Hannah and Braden. And today, we're diving headfirst into post-Perth Pandemonium. We're breaking down all the fallout from SmackDown, the chaos from Crown Jewel, and the aftermath on Monday Night Raw. And trust me, there's a lot to unpack. Not only that, Hannah hits Braden and myself with a quiz that'll test your wrestling IQ. Braden brings the heat with an awesome fantasy booking question. And I close things out with a couple of rounds of Guess the WWE pay-per-view by the card. So buckle up, wrestling fans, because the bell just rang and it's time to get into the action right here on Squared Circle Sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second episode of the Squared Circle Sessions. We are recapping this entire weekend in Perth, from SmackDown, Crown Jewel, to Monday Night Raw. As always, I'm Rambo. My friends, how's everything going?
Fine by me. How are you?
You know what? I can't complain. Braden, how's everything going?
It is going good. I'm excited to get into this action-packed weekend that we have had.
Dare I say, I think WWE needs to stay in Perth. For the simple fact of A, the crowds were 10 out of 10. Shout out Perth crowds.
Shout out Perth.
And these episodes of SmackDown, Raw, and even Crown Jewel have all been consistently good.
Yeah.
You don't find that hardly anymore.
No. I mean, usually when they stay in one spot for several episodes, it wears out. But they were on fire the whole time, I would say.
And I mentioned this after Crown Jewel concluded. I think since the conception of WWE Crown Jewel, I think this was the best one that they've had.
By far.
From start to finish.
By far.
I think overall, which to be fair, at the conception of Crown Jewel, to be the best, that was a low bar. Let's just be real.
Yes, very low.
But seeing how it has grown from then to now is amazing, and especially the fact that they're moving that PLE from just one area. Because Crown Jewel would always be in Riyadh, which there's nothing wrong with that. But give other crowds an opportunity, right?
Yeah, I still don't exactly like the concept of Crown Jewel because it's an expedition pay-per-view and it doesn't really continue stories.
Right.
That's probably the only gripe I have with it. But this one was the best one they've had so far, and I think a lot of it had to do with it was in a different crowd, and in a lot of ways it was also in a country that does speak English and kind of can understand things better.
Right.
Because in Saudi Arabia, they speak Arabic over there. And I don't think they fully understand, like, when the superstars cut promos in Saudi Arabia, they don't really ever get a reaction because I don't think the crowd really understands what they're trying to say.
Not only that,
and so
it's just as a WWE fan who grew up with, watching ECW One Night Stand 2006, to see a crowd that is not afraid to tell a wrestler to go fuck themselves and not hold back, that's fun to me.
No, when it's not overdone and it's in the perfect timing, chef's kiss.
i.e. John Cena, that happened to him.
Yeah. Cena during Cody Rhodes' opening segment on SmackDown, which, by the way, it was your typical Cody Rhodes segment.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, whenever he's not bad on the mic. Let me just go ahead and say that right now. He is not bad on the mic, and when he wants to hype you up for a match, he will hype you up for a match. But his promos are very formulaic.
Repetitive.
Yes.
Hannah, I think you said last night he will it sounds like he's saying a lot, but really saying so little.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
But like every politician in the world says a lot and says a lot of nothing. And also like every single Cody Rhodes promo, like I said last night, was he always has to like insert wrestlers' names into like everything to just get a cheap pop.
Right.
And he brought up Randy Orton, he brought up CM Punk, he brought up like Jey Uso, LA Knight. I think he brought up LA Knight. I'm not exactly sure. And I think it's just a way to like kill dead air.
It could be, but and like my point with that was like, is them chanting Seth Rollins as a wanker.
I think that's awesome.
Where Wade Barrett got up and he was like, "Hey, Cody, this is what they're saying." And then the Crown Jewel post show. The panel couldn't even talk. They cut Seth Rollins' time tremendously because they were chanting obscenities. They were like,
really? I don't think I saw that.
Oh, Lord, dude. He was there talking about his victory over Cody. And they were chanting like, fuck you, Seth, and this, that, and the other. And basically the production team was just like, all right, let's just go ahead and call it because it doesn't seem like this is going to end very soon.
That's awesome.
During Triple H's
This is why I think
portion,
this is why I think WWE should go back to the press conferences, because a lot of times they can't get a word in edgewise because those fans are just going to chant.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think it's I think if they would go back and have the press conferences, it would be a lot more smoother, a lot more quiet. Triple H can actually answer things.
Right.
And I understand why they stopped doing the press conferences. I get it. But again, like when you have like really, really boisterous fans, they're going to talk over you because they're trying to get his attention.
I wonder if they stopped the press conferences in part to like they're worried people are going to ask about questions like, where's The Rock? Why didn't we get a payoff to this storyline? Because they get an open mic to do so.
Right.
And
I feel like most of the time the reporters were like talk down first beforehand.
Yeah.
That's kind of what to ask.
And it's like, it's not that Triple H or whoever's up there wants to dodge those questions, but it's like, they don't necessarily want to be put on the spot in a potential terrible situation.
Right.
That they have to explain themselves out of.
Right, on live TV.
So it's easier to just say, all right, we're not doing this anymore, so we don't have to answer these hard questions.
Right.
But as far as SmackDown's concerned, there's a couple of things I want to touch on real quick. And it is, first of all, the opening match. Sami Zayn's United States Open Challenge. And it was answered by Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, the original, like, King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Mm-hmm. With the music and everything.
I don't know about y'all, but I felt like I was back at NXT TakeOver Dallas in 2016.
Oh, that was such a good match. I felt the same way. I absolutely loved it.
But what pisses me off, and it's not the fact of it was the MFTs getting involved. It was just a simple fact of that match didn't have a finish.
Right.
We had such a good match right there. Why is this the finish? There's nothing wrong with Sami going over.
Yeah, and that could have happened after, too.
Yeah. But seeing this new painted up iteration of the MFT, I thought was pretty sick.
I enjoyed it. I think it looked badass.
But where I'm confused is if they came out and attacked Shinsuke and Sami in the first match, How come they had a confrontation with the Wyatt Six after their match with the Street Profits?
Right. I feel like it was just to make their presence known, but I feel like if we were gonna have them interrupt the match, it should have meant something to who
Exactly.
they were going after.
And the
Well,
thing
to me, it's
is,
just
oh,
a
go ahead.
long string of WWE decisions that leave you questioning why. I mean, that's really like, that's what I thought. I was like, why? And you know, WWE's never going to give us an answer.
And the thing is I'm afraid that like they did this to Shinsuke and Sammy. I'm partially afraid that they might not showcase Shinsuke and then drop everything they did with Sammy because they attacked them both and just jumped straight to the Wyatt Six. It's
Right.
like they opened two gates here for stories, but they're not gonna explore either. Like they're gonna explore one of them, but leave the other one high and dry.
Right. Well, I feel like the Sammy one, it doesn't make sense for them attacking Shinsuke, but for Sammy with the U.S. title, Sammy took that off a Solo, and the Bloodline thing, Sammy was in the OG Bloodline, so it can tie together. But I feel like it was just too far removed for it to make sense.
Right. And I mentioned this last night with when we attempted to record this. I'm very confused about their whole dynamic with the Street Profits because the last 2 weeks they've been teasing a breakup between the two. But now they're coming out to old theme songs, back to great chemistry. It's one of those like they keep dangling this carrot, but just doesn't ever utilize it. It doesn't ever give it to us.
Right, and like slow burns like that are good, like teasing and stuff like that. But I mean, it's just not. You got to make it interesting if you're gonna do that.
And if it's gonna be a slow burn, that's great and all. But I'm afraid, and I have more evidence that this is not really gonna pay off than I do than it going to. Like,
Right,
look at the Austin Theory babyface turn,
where's that at?
or the Otis babyface turn whenever Chad Gable was still with Alpha Academy.
Right, they have a bad habit of doing that, waiting too long.
It's like strike when the iron's hot. There was a perfect opportunity for Otis to turn face and beat the shit out of Chad Gable. There's been perfect opportunities for Austin Theory to beat the shit out of Grayson Waller. It's like not everything has to be long-term storytelling. You can just, you know, plant the seeds and then pay it off 2 weeks later. That's okay.
Well,
Right,
I don't think the creative room in the WWE, I don't think the creative room or the writers room, whatever you want to call it, I don't think they can make up their minds what they want to do ever. And they just change their minds on the drop of a hat. Because it seems like that's that seems to be from the viewer and the consumer. From what I'm watching, it seems like creative is just changing their mind every 2 seconds. And they can't like stick to one, like just stick with something and make it make sense and have a proper payoff. It's not rocket science.
Right.
Yet they're making it seem like it is.
And that's just it. I'm tired of them starting stories or starting this slow burning candle just for it to burn out and not ever happen, i.e., John Cena's heel turn.
Right, that's a great example.
You know, we waited for months, half of his retirement tour, to see okay where is this going to pay off with Cena selling his soul to The Rock, or was it that The Rock just teased that he's going to be there and wanted Cody's soul to help sell tickets? People think, oh, The Rock's going to be there. This is going to be a pivotal moment in history, which at the time, it was a very pivotal moment.
Right,
It's like we just seen the heel turn of John Cena that people have been clamoring for the last 20 years. We
it's
finally
probably
got
never
it.
gonna happen.
And then for that to be the last time we've seen The Rock, it's like I'm kind of tired of booking in a sense of their creative thinks that the fans are dumber than they are. Because John Cena's said it best. WWE fans see through bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that's absolutely correct.
He's made it like that's one thing that he has said in some of his like open interviews. It's like one of his favorite things about the business is the fans see through it all. They know
Well, I
when
think
something's legit and when something's bullshit.
Well,
Right.
I think somebody better tell Bruce Pritchard, Michael Hayes, and Triple H that, because apparently they just think we're gullible people and we don't see what's going on. And in my opinion, I really don't care if I ever see The Rock again. I'm tired of it.
I'm
Same.
getting to that point.
It's like if I legitimately do not care if he comes out. I don't care about his fake goosebumps. I don't. It's like if he comes back, okay, what's for dinner? That's the first thing I'm gonna think about when I see him.
Yeah.
Like, I just do not care. I have an indifference towards The Rock now because we now know the real reason why he showed up to Elimination Chamber. It had nothing to do with the John Cena thing. It had to do with, he was trying to push ticket sales. That's it.
And that's the
He wasn't
thing
there
is
for a
like it's
storyline.
a business pawn. They're like, "Oh, we're not selling tickets. What can get fans to come back in? Oh, let's just bring out The Rock." And it works. Fans are we're all guilty of it. We're all crazy for nostalgia. And hearing The Rock's music, that's all a nostalgia pop for the Attitude Era and early Ruthless Aggression era people. So in a sense, it's like, okay, that's cool. But it's getting to the point where his returns have gotten more and more pointless that it's hurting more than it's helping.
Oh yeah, especially because we can see through it. And I think on the point you guys were making earlier, back in the day, crowds not necessarily gullible, but they would fall for that thing. Like they wouldn't know what was real, what was a storyline, stuff like that. But I mean, we just have so much to our disposal now.
Right.
Like, and we have WWE Unreal. Like they made that, so like they should know that we can tell these things.
They're like, we're lifting the curtain. It's like, no, the curtain's gone now, bro.
Right, but they still think they can pull curtains over our eyes.
Well, really, the curtain has been gone since 1996.
Oh, yeah. The whole click thing.
Well, yeah, that too.
I mean, like, let's just be real here. The curtain call was them lifting the curtain and basically telling the business, hey, this is all predetermined stuff, and we don't really hate each other. Well, sometimes certain things are, shoot. But I hate to break it to Attitude Era fans and Ruthless Aggression fans, and I hate to, be that, proverbial, oh, Santa Claus isn't real thing. But kayfabe's been broken for 25 years, at
Oh, yeah.
least. They're acting like this is a new thing. So,
The only,
know.
like, to those fans and to that point, it's like the only real thing that we had left for the longest time to think, oh, well, maybe kayfabe is real, was The Undertaker. Because you wouldn't ever see him at, like, public signings or catch him out and about like you would with everybody else. He stayed true to his character and kept it hidden for 30 years.
Except for when he was the American Badass for 4 years and he brought Sarah into a storyline.
Yeah.
Besides that, to the basic general audience,
To anybody that's a diehard, they know that he was one of the first people to break character. And I loved when I was watching the Last Ride documentary that came out like 6 years ago. He's like, I never broke character for 30 years. And I'm like, you bullshit. You brought your real life wife into a situation. It's like, no, you broke kayfabe, bro, like 20 years ago. And I hate to sound like Vince Russo with the bros, but it's like,
Hannah Russo over here.
I'm not Hannah Russo. Do not compare me to him. But it's like him saying that, and it's like you're gaslighting people. Like real fans know about, you being Mark Calloway for 4 years on camera through the name The Undertaker. I mean, the American Badass was him in real life, and then he brought his real life wife into a situation. So, he was one of the very first to break kayfabe.
Exactly. Which, like, all that kind of falls under my point of, like, we're not as gullible as what they make us out to be.
Right.
It's like, if they're gonna start storylines, pay it off. We're not just gonna forget about it in 6 months. Because, hell, I'm still bringing up Chad Gable and Otis.
Right. Wrestling fans don't forget. That's for sure.
No, and
No.
if something on screen fucks up, wrestling fans will hold that over someone's head like a toxic ex.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean,
I still talk about Katie Vick.
right.
That's the biggest thing to
story.
hold over somebody's head. And that happened 25 years ago.
Katie Vick.
But
Well, look at people that are haters of CM Punk. I mean, they hold on to everything he says. Like it's insane. Like, oh, he can't change his mind. Like, it's that type of stuff. Like wrestling fans will remember everything, and they will hold you to everything. And if you change what you say, they're gonna be like, oh, remember this thing you said like 15 years ago? Well, why are you not abiding by it now? And I'm like, we don't forget.
people, like, I feel like the internet, not just the internet wrestling community, but like wrestling fans as a whole, like, there's a lot of people that need to start taking things with a grain of salt. You know, we were talking last night about the separation from the character and the person. Sometimes it's hard to do,
Right.
but in due time, people can change. Punk has even admitted that he's not the same kind of person he was whenever he worked for the WWE the first time. Like,
True.
and I say that, and I don't want people to at me and be like, well, why do you still hold Hulk Hogan's deal over his head? Because he never changed. I digress. Anyway, that's what I was getting to with the whole Street Profits deal. Is like, I don't want them to tease. Ooh, excuse me. I don't want them to tease that they're going to break up and then just forget about it.
Right, because if they were to break up, I have faith that if pushed correctly, they could be great singles superstars, both of them.
Yeah, and
Specifically
Montez
Montez.
definitely has the
Yeah.
charisma to do so.
Oh, 100%.
But then the other thing I was going to talk about was the gorgeous last man standing match between Damian Priest and Aleister Black.
That was really good.
A fireball was used on WWE television.
I think it was cool. I think it was definitely an acquired taste. I can see where some people would think it was a weird ending.
I'm
I
happy to
enjoyed
see
it.
that they paired Zelina Vega and Aleister Black together.
I'm glad they did.
Which, if anything, it gives Zelina Vega something to do. Because it feels like she's hardly ever showcased on SmackDown.
She's always, this has been her whole career where she's had like little moments. She won Queen of the Ring, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of time and then off TV again. So
We talked about this ad nauseum last night about, people that SmackDown have, like women on SmackDown that the writers have to their disposal, but they just don't use. Like, we were talking about Julia for a bit. She's been Women's United States Champion now for 100 days. And how many times has she defended that? Twice? 3 times, maybe?
yeah, even that.
It's like, why? I still don't understand why they took the title off of Zelina in the first place. But looking back on it, I don't even know why they took it off of Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Chelsea could have ran with that for a long time.
Chelsea is your, like, perfect heel women's champion. She
Agreed.
has
And
a
I mean,
way of generating heat that's not go away heat. Whereas you have
right.
somebody like Nia Jax that gets booed out of every building she's in, not
It is
because
so.
she's doing her job right, it's because nobody likes her.
Right.
Meanwhile, people respect the hell out of Chelsea Green because she doesn't really care what her body goes through.
No. And she never has.
Not every woman is going to take a back bump off a ladder through 2 tables outside the ring. Or
True story.
a wicked chest chop from Penta some years ago in AAA or Lucha
Yeah.
Underground.
Yeah, that match was crazy.
But moving over to the crown jewel side of things, there's a couple of things I want to touch on here before we move into Monday Night Raw, which, like I said, there's a lot to unfold with Monday Night Raw today.
Yes.
I'm happy to see Bronson Reed getting the victory over Roman Reigns.
This was the right choice.
It wouldn't have felt right being Roman. Like, cool, Roman Reigns wins. Great. That's cool. No problem. I don't have an issue with it. But I feel like Roman Reigns losing does a lot less than what it would if Bronson Reed lost.
Agreed.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be over here sounding like conspiracy theorist. So, but bear with me.
You're all right.
I think they gave Bronson Reed that win because it was in Australia and that's where he grew up. I think if it was anywhere else, knowing WWE, Roman would have won.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, it's always fair to think that with WWE, knowing with Roman and stuff. I think anywhere Reed was the right choice, and I would hope they would still make that choice. It definitely helped that it was in Australia.
I agree it was the right choice, but me knowing what we know, I'm thinking, oh, because even I was confused when I saw that outcome, and I'm like, oh wow, they really did go with Bronson Reed. But then I realized, oh, he's from Australia, and I'm like, oh, well, that may be the reason.
And the thing is, it's like, you got to look at what the individual wrestlers would gain from a victory. If Roman Reigns got that win, what would that do for him?
Not much.
Versus Bronson Reed picking up the win. First of all, that gives him a notch on the belt knowing that he beat one of the patriarchs of this current generation of WWE in Roman Reigns. And could definitely help his stardom grow.
Right. I think it was all really well done, including the Usos getting involved.
Yes.
How that ended. Still teasing the Jay thing, which I think is good.
And
I like when like Roman was like, they're gonna think, oh, I can't do this on my own. I don't want to see y'all till Christmas.
I liked that part.
Yeah.
That was my worst Roman Reigns impression because I can't go that deep with my voice. But I just loved it. He was like crashing out on them, and then Jay walks off. He's like, I'm done. And it's like Jimmy was just left there, like, hey.
Jimmy's like that third wheel whenever the couple gets into an argument, like, what do I do here?
He's like the middle brother between the youngest and the oldest. No, I loved it. I loved Reigns afterwards because he wasn't yelling at them. He wasn't screaming at them like he would have. He was like a disappointed big brother. And that's what it needed to be. That continues his tweener stance that he's in right now.
It really kind of seemed like whenever your parents would look at you and be like, look, man, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
Right.
And honestly, that hurts a lot more than them saying they're mad at you.
Yeah.
Whenever my grandpa would say that to me, I would cry.
Like, whenever my dad would tell me, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed. It's like, why don't you just take me out back already?
I'd rather you be mad.
God, come on. Just tell me you're pissed, whoop my ass, and let's go. Don't be disappointed.
Right, exactly. No, I think that was super well done. As well done as you
take
could have
me
done
out
that.
back. I mean, I'm here. But the next thing I want to get into with Crown Jewel was far none the best match on the card, and in contention for match of the year. I don't know if I quite put it as match of the year, but it's definitely in the conversation for it. That's John Cena and AJ Styles. Which,
I think it was awesomely done.
going into that match, seeing AJ come out in his old TNA gear,
Dude.
I was like,
Ugh.
oh, done.
That was awesome to see.
And I knew from the Raw going into it, and listeners, we have that episode up and available right now, so you can, after this, you can go check that one out. AJ said, we don't need a storyline, which honestly got me more hyped for the match than if there was a storyline.
Yeah, right, exactly.
It's like, we don't need a story to make this match great. And they didn't. And the way I described it last night is that was a beautifully written love letter to professional wrestling and those who came before and those who helped make the names of John Cena and AJ Styles.
It was an AJ Styles and John Cena thank you letter.
Yeah. And the
Yeah,
introductions.
it was very beautiful because they were able to they did a lot of people's finishers and they were paying homage. And this is something I brought up last night at our failed attempt to record this. But I liked that Wade Barrett, after Michael Cole would say what the actual name of the move is, would actually say, oh, this is who it's paying homage to. Like, for example, when John put AJ in the Walls of Jericho, Michael Cole was quick to say Boston Crab. And then Wade Barrett's like, break the walls down. Yeah. And then Michael Cole's like, yeah, it's the Walls of Jericho. And we had that same problem with the John Cena match before, where he did Edge's spear, and then Michael Cole was like, oh, this is paying homage to Roman Reigns. When Michael Cole has worked for the company since 97, and he knows that when Edge goes crazy in the corner and he spears, that's what he does. John Cena was going crazy. He wasn't doing like the ooh-wah thing that Roman does. Right. And I just think sometimes Michael Cole is still predisposed to the Vince McMahon way of commentating, where you do not bring up people that do not work for that company on WWE television. You do not say their name.
Right.
And I think we live in a world where, Michael Cole could have said Edge. I don't know why Michael Cole didn't say Edge. He's commentated so many Edge matches. He should have known that was Edge. I don't know why Michael Cole was so hesitant to say, oh, that's Chris Jericho's move. But he wanted to say, oh, it's a Boston Crab. But I was proud of Wade Barrett because a lot of times I feel like he was telling Michael Cole, hey, this is it's okay to say their name. Like, Vince McMahon's not going to yell at you.
I think it's more or less just like a bad habit that Cole's still like struggling to break.
Probably.
And it's not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, he's doing what he thinks is what he knows as his job. So, like, in a sense of like telling him like, hey, you can say that this is Chris Jericho's move. It's more or less like kind of giving that layer of protection, like, hey, you're not going to lose your job.
Right, you're good, buddy.
But not only did we have callback moves from Cena, but we had callback moves from AJ. Like,
oh, I absolutely loved it.
A Scorpion Death Drop, mentioned by name. The Coquina Clutch, mentioned by name.
Mm-hmm.
Angel's Wings.
We had a Christopher Daniels move on WWE television.
And Frankie Kazarian?
Yeah. That surprised me to see a Christopher Daniels move on WWE television.
Right. It was awesome. Guys, they said the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
They said the Bullet Club.
And that's another thing, too, is John Cena's handwritten introduction for AJ.
I thought that was so awesome.
That put a lump in my throat. I'm like, full disclosure. I was like, man, this is wholesome right here.
Oh, yeah.
This is wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
This
like you said earlier,
professional
love
wrestling
letter
should be.
Right, love letter was a great term for it. Like, it's beautiful.
Like, the tribute to Bray Wyatt was beautiful. Beautifully done. the Sister Abigail, and immediately all the Fireflies around the RAC arena in Perth, Australia.
That's so cool. Good on Perth for that.
It's
Yeah,
like
and John Cena delivered a Sister Abigail like clean.
oh yeah. And when he was, if you looked at it, whenever he was sitting up and looking around at the Fireflies, you can kind of see a little tear pop up in Cena's eye. Like, even though Bray's no longer here, his legacy still lives on, not just with the Wyatt Six.
With everyone that came in contact with him, faced him, all that.
Yeah.
And the fans started singing. He's got the whole world in his hands. We heard that like twice.
Right, and even that was awesome because that song goes back to John Cena. Goes back to that rivalry.
Oh God, the child with the deep voice singing that in the doorway of the steel cage. I can still like close my eyes and see that like very vividly.
Oh yeah, because again, sorry Hannah, but I was in 4th grade when that happened. So
oh dear Lord.
So that scarred me, dude. I went to school talking about it, and I was like, guys, the scariest stuff happened at WWE last night.
I was a senior.
I was in 6th grade. I had just started middle school.
That's so funny.
I was either a junior or a senior when that happened. I think it was a junior.
Like, that was in my days of listening to, like, My Chemical Romance and, 3 Days Grace. I was in my middle school era.
Fair enough.
Proverbially,
But no, this match was awesome, and I want to talk about another little detail that I enjoyed. Because most of Cena's references that he's done in other matches, like the Edge one, and all of that have been references to those like biggest rivals, like the ones you think of John Cena, you think of that. But I love that he pointed out some of his like smaller rivalries or more recent ones, like Rusev.
Yes.
Like I love that he shouted out Rusev with that. Even The Miz.
Taker. He never really had a notable rivalry with Taker, besides that 2 or 3 week stint that they had before Mania 34.
No, they had a really prominent. In 2002.
That's right.
During SmackDown.
Yep, I remember.
He and John had a pretty good rivalry back then. Remember, because he had that rap battle where he was out in the grave and he said, "I'm gonna piss on the mark."
Yep, I remember. Yep.
That's such a fire bar.
Like I remember that because I'm like, you guys weren't exactly born yet, but I still remember that. I was like 5 or 6 when that rivalry happened, and I always wanted them to go back to that, and I was like, oh wow, it took so long for us to see John and Undertaker face each other again. But a lot of people forget that they had a little bit of a feud in 02-03.
And even the callback to Cena's feud with Kane with the choke slam.
Yes, I think that was
Undertaker, but it's Kane.
I think that was for Kane.
Whenever Kane returned in late 2011 with the mask, and he was trying to get Cena to embrace the dark side, embrace the hate. That was Kane's first feud back, was with John Cena.
Yep.
Yeah, and Braden, you just brought up something that I said yesterday. I totally believe that even though the choke slam is synonymous with both Undertaker and Kane and even Big Show, but I believe that the choke slam was for Kane specifically, and then the Tombstone Pile Driver was Undertaker specific.
Right, exactly.
And there could have been some homage there also to the Big Show. But honestly, the only thing people remember between Cena and the Big Show is how many times Big Show turned heel on Cena. I think people remember every 5 years it was Big Show turns on Cena.
Well, John Cena won his first title from the Big Show. He won the U.S. title WrestleMania 20 from the Big Show, and he had a battle rap with Big Show,
which was a great rap battle, by the way.
You can't even see your penis.
Yeah, and all that.
Nowadays, that shit probably would get canceled. But
Back in the day, though.
before we go
Back in the day.
into the Monday Night Raw recap, I would be remiss if I didn't send out a thank you to one of the patriarchs of the tag team world in professional wrestling, being the Dudley Boys, who officially had their retirement match
Yeah, I saw
last
that.
night at TNA Bound for Glory against the Hardys and handing
That
their
was,
boots over to Matt and Jeff.
the ending was beautiful. Them handing their boots to them choked me up.
And I specifically like ordered that. I watched Bound for Glory. I had to. One, because I also wanted to watch the Hall of Fame, because I wanted to watch Mickey James and the Beautiful People go in. So I specifically wanted to watch their speeches. But then I had to, because of how much I love the Hardy Boys. The Hardy Boys are my favorite tag team of all time. And I love the Dudleys. So, out of respect for them, I had to order Bound for Glory and watch it, and it was an incredible show.
So, whether they hear this or not, thank you to Bubba Ray and Devon for everything that has been contributed to the world of tag team wrestling. Because I feel like we've had tag teams that's been before them. We've had the Road Warriors, Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, so on and so forth. But the Dudleys Dudleys, Hardys, Edge, and Christian really kind of helped make that mainstream and not just a match.
Yeah.
If that makes
And
sense.
on a side note, as much as that was like a really, really sad thing for us to watch, I don't know why it always does this for me specifically, but anytime I hear Matt and Jeff's theme song, like Loaded by Zach Tempest, because that's who made it and that's what the actual song title is, I get so choked up because all of my childhood wrestling memories, for some odd reason, start flooding my brain when I listen to that song specifically.
Absolutely.
And I don't know why that one is the more bigger nostalgia pull, but it's like I become 5 years old the moment that drum beat hits. And I felt like I was 5 years old watching Bound for Glory. I'm watching the Dudley Boys and I'm watching the Hardys, and it feels like I'm in my living room as a 4-year-old girl. It's 2001, and I'm about to watch a ladder match. And it always happens when that theme song hits. I'm not an adult when I listen to that theme song, ever.
And just
That's
as
the
a
beauty of
quick little
wrestling.
deal too, it felt pretty damn good to see little Spike Dudley.
Spike Dudley!
When I
That was
seen
cool.
Spike, I was like, "Oh shit!"
That was very cool.
But I'm also thinking in my head, I hope to God he's not about to take a bump.
Yeah.
Well, I was watching last night, and I was watching Bound for Glory, and I was like, because I like ECW and everything, and like I'm not exactly sure if he's still alive yet, but I was like, Spike Dudley's out here. Let's bring Sign Guy Dudley out.
Straight up.
I was like, I want Sign Guy Dudley, because he's one of my when they had the big Dudley family that consisted of like 9 to 10 people. When I used to watch the old ECW clips when I was getting into wrestling, I was thoroughly entertained by Sign Guy Dudley. So I was a little bit disappointed.
But no, seeing Spike, I'm thinking in my head, like, are we going to get a Spike Dudley bump in 2025?
Oh, lordy.
As nostalgic and as great as that would be to watch, I don't want to watch that because he hasn't taken a bump of his magnitude in 20 years.
Long time.
I'm afraid the wrong table bump will kill that man.
Yeah, he's so small.
The thing that comes to mind was the table spot with La Resistance in the mid 2000s where they were going to go slam Spike through the table, but only like the very clip of his head hit the table.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can still hear the sound of it.
Yeah, that was gnarly. Yeah.
Oh my God. And the thing is, like, we talk ad nauseum about, we as wrestling fans, like, oh, Mick Foley's taking hell of a bump, or Jeff Hardy. It's like, Where's Spike Dudley in this conversation?
He's taking his fair share.
Like, honestly, Spike Dudley and Mick Foley are like neck and neck for me about who's more willing to put their body on the line.
Yeah, I can see that.
Foley's was a little bit more like gruesome, gory, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Spike's is rough.
Spike, I don't know.
They both did incredible things, but I still personally believe to my core as a person that nobody has sacrificed their body more for this business than Mick Foley.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he has missing teeth. He has part of his ear gone. I mean, I if I ever meet him, I want to like curtsy in front of him, bow down to him, and say I'm not worthy, like Wayne's World. Like I want to be like you. Like, how are you even still here? That'd be my first question.
Right.
I would do the same exact thing. I would curtsy for Mick Foley.
Me too.
I'd be like Wayne's World. I would be like, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy. I'd be exactly like that scene in Wayne's World.
I haven't seen Wayne's World in so long.
Anyway, should we be getting on to Cody and Seth? Last thing for Crown Jewel?
Yes. Braden, what were your thoughts on the match and the ending result?
I think it's what it needed to be. I think Rollins couldn't afford to take an 0-4 to Cody Rhodes, and I thought it was a good match. I think when you put those two in a ring, it's always going to be good.
What I feel.
See,
like
I had a little bit
wrong.
of like a different idea last night, and I talked to Rambo about this, but I'm gonna condense it more. I was a little bit conflicted because there was this part of me that, and don't get me wrong, and I'm totally fine with Seth Rollins winning. But I feel like Monday Night Raw could have been a little bit more interesting, seeing maybe Cody Rhodes winning and Seth losing. And what I would have liked to have seen is maybe CM Punk come out and not interfere in the match, but just cause just kind of be a distraction, like walk around the ring, kind of sign autographs for fans, hang out at the announce table, kind of make Seth Rollins have to split his attentions and have like this 1 second of he took his eye off of Cody for too long because he's worried about CM Punk lurking around, and he loses. Because I would really have liked to seen a full blown Seth Rollins like crash out on Monday Night Raw, and I feel like to add more to the CM Punk and Seth Rollins storyline that we were already getting. I don't know. I think I would have liked to have seen just CM Punk come out there and just, throw around antics and, do shenanigans with the fans and not interfere in their match, but just try to like distract Seth a little bit. I found that that's personally what I would have done. But I'm happy Seth Rollins won, but a part of me thought that maybe if Cody won, that would add more fuel to the fire to the Seth and CM Punk feud.
And honestly, like, this match was great, but I feel like Cody and Seth, like, now that I've seen a match that has something on the line versus a match that's just two dudes with beef duking it out, they have almost kind of seems like a lot better like in-ring chemistry when there's nothing on the line.
Yeah.
Now,
I
also think it was a disservice that like the whole placement of the card just in general, because and this is not necessarily related to this match in particular, but going back to like the Cena and AJ, I felt bad for Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors.
In between those two? Yeah. And after the Cena AJ specifically.
But no, like, I didn't see this match being anything else but the main event. But I feel like it would have been better suited to be AJ and Cena before Seth and Cody. Because I feel like the women's tag match was great. It was fine. It was a good match.
It was good.
It just should have went on before, because that's what I said last night. I thought, because Rhea didn't really get that big of a reaction. and I think people were like exhausted after AJ and Cena. So I just feel like it should have went like like Roman and Bronson, and then into Stephanie and Tiffany, and then into the women's tag, and then AJ and John co-main event, and then Cody and Seth. I just feel like the match card order was off.
But overall, like, I'm. The match was good. I've got no real complaints about it. And after watching this episode of Monday Night Raw and going back and rewatching clips of that match, I now see where Seth got hurt. For those who don't know, Seth got hurt in the match against Cody at Crown Jewel. Something with his shoulder. I couldn't exactly pinpoint what went on. But we'll get more into that as we go into Monday Night Raw. But before we do, Hannah, it's to my knowledge you've got some quiz trivia for Braden and myself.
Well, it is a quiz, but it's not trivia related this time.
Hey, that works.
I'm going to be testing your guys' knowledge a little bit.
My favorite.
Because I'm going to be testing how well you know WWE theme song lyrics.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
I wanted something fun and Stash Club Wrestling. Anybody want to go on YouTube and look up Stash Club Wrestling? They got a lot of cool stuff on there. They inspired this idea.
Fucking Steven in the comments. He says, I want to play. He heard you say theme song lyrics. He went, never mind.
So, what I have here this is the rules. So I have 8 theme songs here. I have a tiebreaker question, but it's not going to be lyric related. If we get to the tiebreaker, I'm going to be naming off a song, and you guys have to guess which wrestler has it. And whoever guesses the wrestler will win the point. And then if none of you get the point, then it will be a draw, and both of you would just win. So the rules follow. I have 2 different lines of lyrics from each song. If none of you can get the first line, then I'll read off the second line. And after that, if you can guess the wrestler and the song, you get 2 points. If you can guess the wrestler but don't get the song right, you get 1 point. So basically, you have the possibility to get 2 points per question. You understand the rules?
Yeah.
I believe so.
All right. So.
Godspeed, Braden.
Godspeed, brother.
All right. So, Braden, Rambo, are you ready?
DX.
For sure.
Oh, yes.
I said, are you ready?
Oh, is that the lyric?
No.
Okay.
I'm doing a DX reference.
Got it.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
First lyric. Feel my body buzzing, feel my temperature range. Every night, a brand new page.
Oh, shit.
And remember, you can't look this up, you can't cheat. And if none of you can get it, then I'll go on to the next one. So I'll say it again. Feel my body buzzing, feel my temperature range. Every night, a brand new page.
What's bad is I'm probably going to feel so damn stupid whenever you say who it is.
Don't think that about you guys. You guys are both very smart. I just wanting to test how well you know lyrics to the theme songs.
Is this the Bellas?
It is not.
Okay.
Rambo, do you have a guess, or do you want me to go on to the next line?
Go to the next line.
All right. And Braden, you can still try to get this.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm confident in that.
I feel you next to me, lost in a dream. I feel you holding me. My head is spinning. I'll repeat it. I feel you next to me, lost in a dream. I feel you holding me, my head is spinning.
Rambo, are we cooked?
I think so. Can I ask male or female?
You can't ask. It is a female.
Okay.
That's your guys' hint.
I was really confident about the Bellas.
Low key, me too.
Yeah.
All right, you guys have to give me some sort of guess, and if none of you get it, then I will tell you.
Carmella.
No. Rambo?
I'm gonna just throw this out there. Lita?
No. It is. The theme song belongs to. It's Let's Light It Up, AJ Lee.
I was thinking that too. I was like, is that AJ's? I'm trying to go through her song in my head. Like, is that it? Is that it? No, that's not it.
And I'll help you guys kind of get an idea because it goes that the first line, for example, how it's kind of saying is, feel my body buzzing, feel my temperature range. Every night, a brand new page. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I knew that. And I said the Bellas too. I should have gone right to AJ after that.
Well, you were in the right era, so.
If this is a.
All right, so none of you.
Foreshadowing for this, I'm probably gonna suck.
All right. So 0 points so far, but Braden, good job guessing the right era. So
thanks.
All right,
like,
the next
theme
song.
Consolation prize.
Yeah.
All right, the next one. The politics setting things off one time. Your bruly fools and stupid rules.
Okay, this one does sound familiar.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. The politics setting things off one time. Your bruly fools and stupid rules. And if you guys don't have a guess, then I'll go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Next line.
I need the next one.
Braden, do you have a guess or do you want to go to the next line?
Yeah, go to the next one.
All right. Don't you understand your own delusion, or don't you understand your own confusion?
Oh, I can hear it. Hold on.
Again, don't you understand your own delusion, or don't you understand your own confusion?
I think I'm just really bad at this one.
You guys want to give me a guess?
Oh shit! Not really, but I guess.
Is there any sort of hint you can give us, like the last one, male or female?
This one's a male.
Can you give like era? Would that be a good hint?
I'm willing to do that, but this is the last hint.
Okay.
Attitude Era.
So male. Steve Blackman.
No. Rambo, do you have a guess?
Attitude. Give me Triple H. That's the only one
I
can possibly I can pair that to.
I need a name of the song though. I need both the male and.
Era was my time.
Rambo gets the 2 points.
I just pulled that out of my ass.
It is my time, Triple H. And I'll help you with it. The politics that thinged off one time.
Yep.
Your burly fools and stupid rules.
I just pulled up chat to see if anybody else seen it, and looks like Steven got it too. This is something I'm doing also. I have chat hidden, that way it's not like I can't be given it.
And then like the other line, it goes like, don't you understand your own delusion, all your stupid rules? And don't you understand your own confusion? So that's that part. So you guys kind of hear it in your head. So, Rambo, you got the 2 points.
I have no clue. I'm being 100% honest with you. That was a shot in the dark.
All right. Are you guys ready for the third one?
Yes.
All right. The first line. Just a victim of your own conceit, the architect of your own defeat. Again, just a victim of your own conceit, the architect of your own defeat.
Is that No More Words, Jeff Hardy?
Yes.
Ugh.
Good job. Rambo got 2.
I just heard this song like 10 minutes before I started to stream.
Yeah, you listen to a lot of theme songs. You have an edge. I was getting there. I had it on that one, by the way, guys.
And just so you guys know, the next line was going to be, I speak volumes, never utter a word. When you strike a match, a fire will happen. That's going to be the next one. All right, so we're at number 4. From my main body slam, damn, you're whack. You're like, what the heck?
What?
Okay, I'll say it again. From my main body slam, damn, you're whack. You're like, what the heck?
I'm cooked on this
Hang
one.
on. Wait. Can you repeat it one more time, and I think I do have it.
From my main body slam, damn, you're whack. You're like, what the heck?
That's Rey Mysterio.
I need a title.
619.
Braden got 2 points.
Okay, cool.
Hell yeah.
And the next line was gonna be, all of a sudden, this dude is sitting on my neck. Where's the ref?
I didn't realize the lyrics were so like that.
I know.
I didn't realize that.
My first time here, like whenever you said that, was reading it for the first time, I'm thinking like, who the hell has this?
But no, that's the original Rey Mysterio one. The one that who's that jumping out the sky? It's that one.
Who's that jumping out the sky, Rey Mysterio?
Hell yeah.
All right. So we have Rambo's got 4, and then Braden's got 2. So here we are at the 5th one. This is the broken ground. Misery begins to rise. Churn away from yesterday.
Oh, hold on. Read that one more time.
This is the broken ground. Misery begins to rise. Churn away from yesterday.
Oh, shit.
You have a guess, guys?
I think so. But I'm gonna save it until the next lyrics.
Do you guys want the next line?
Yeah.
All right. By the wings of history, never more to be cast aside. By the wings of history, never more to be cast aside.
This fire burns.
I need a superstar name.
CM Punk, this fire.
Punk
burns.
or Orton Punk.
I get what you did there.
Whichever one you want.
Braden got the 2 points.
Hell yeah.
Go back.
I was like, I know these lyrics. I know them because I love Kill Switch Engage.
Yeah, I just needed that second line, but I was pretty sure it was in the first one.
All right, we are tied so far. Now we're at number 6. All right, the next one. Handle my business. I'm not afraid. I'm doing nothing, and I'm doing this tonight.
Doing nothing. I'm doing this tonight.
Yeah, I'll reiterate it. Handle my business. I'm not afraid. I'm doing nothing, and I'm doing this tonight. And if you guys don't have a guess, I'll go on to the next one. Next line.
Yeah,
I think I have a guess, but I'm not sure.
I'm lost on this one.
You guys want the next line, or are you guys willing to guess?
Oh shit! I don't know if I can guess
the next
without
line.
sounding like a dumbass.
All right, next line. For satisfaction, you independent, get your own things right here. For satisfaction, you independent, get your own things right here.
Oh fuck!
Braden, you have a guess?
Male or woman?
Female.
I'm in between like 3. I don't want to guess the Bellas again. Rambo, you throw out a guess, and then I'll guess mine.
That's a That's a dumb mistake.
All right, try Rambo.
I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark. I highly doubt it's right, but I'm just gonna throw this. Give me Stephanie. Stephanie McMahon.
No.
Okay.
Braden?
That was one of my 3. It's between the Bella, Stephanie, and my guess is Hala Hala Kelly Kelly.
Braden got the 2 points. It's Kelly Kelly.
Hell yeah.
If you did it, Rambo, if you didn't say Stephanie first, that was my guess. that was my guess.
And the part of the song goes, handle my business. I'm not afraid.
Yep.
I'm doing nothing, and I'm doing this tonight. That part.
I hear it now that you said that.
Okay.
Damn, I'm worse at this than I thought I would be.
All right.
I'm impressing myself.
All right, so Braden, I'm keeping track. Braden has 6, and Rambo has 4. So we're on to the last two songs. And then I got the tiebreaker question. Okay, next one. While you're here, yeah, I'm going to represent. If you're sick, then I'll be your medicine. While you're here, yeah, I'm going to represent. If you're sick, then I'll be your medicine.
I know I've heard that.
I can't say I recall that one.
Do you guys want the next line, or are you willing to guess?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. Don't make me call up the crew. Now they're getting scared when I call up my troops. Don't make me call up the crew. Now they're getting scared when I call up my troops.
Is this I'm Coming MVP?
Yes.
Oh, that song's so good, too.
I didn't think I was going to get that one, but I was like, you miss all the shots you don't take, so let's see.
Because the part, it goes like, don't make me call up the crew. Now they're getting scared when I call up my troops.
Yep.
So Rambo's got 2.
Tied ball game.
I expected that to be completely wrong, by the way.
Alrighty,
Jay
so
says
we're at
no
number
Google,
8.
guys. Don't worry, I ain't Googling. I'm not fast enough to do that shit.
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Don't really got much else.
So we got Rambo. We got Rambo with 6 and Braden with 6.
All right.
Okay. Okay, the last one. Your life sucks because you're bankrupt, and I'm laughing. You can't trust me. Your life sucks because you're bankrupt, and I'm laughing. You can't trust me.
I'm probably most definitely going to need a second line.
Braden, do you have any ideas?
Yeah. I'm between 3. I'm between just money hungry scumbag guys that would fit. It's not. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. At the end of the week, I get to keep your De Niro. You're fast asleep. At the end of the week, I get to keep your De Niro. You are fast asleep.
De Niro. Is it? I lie, I cheat, I steal. Eddie Guerrero.
You got the Eddie part right, but you got the song
Is
wrong.
that not the song? Okay.
It's you got the title of the song wrong.
Yeah,
Viva La
I'm not
Raza?
getting any other title.
Okay, the song title is Viva La Raza.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So let me put together the points. Hold on, and let me give a final tally. So you get 1 point because you got the wrestler right, but you don't get the second point because you got the song wrong.
Okay.
So Braden. So let me count. 2.
Yo, what are we doing here? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
2, 4, 6. So Braden got 7, and Rambo got 6.
GG, Braden.
My first win.
So Braden won this game, and Rambo won the last one. So you guys are tied so far in my challenges.
Hell yeah.
So the one that I was going to ask, the tiebreaker question originally was going to ask, who sings the song? No, not who sings the song. Which WWE superstar belongs to the song Who I Am? Do you just guys want to take like a quick guess at that for fun?
Who I am?
Who I Am. That was the title of a famous theme song. Which superstar belonged to that?
Is it male or female?
Female.
Is it China?
Yes. Good job, Rambo.
Yeah, I was not getting that one.
I was like, I feel like I remember seeing that on a WWF anthology CD.
All right. And that concludes my quiz segment of the week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Braden, do you have a what if for tonight?
I do. I have a question, but I want to say that till after Raw because it is relevant to that.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, let me pull my chat back up.
And congratulations, Braden.
Hell yeah.
Thank
GG,
you.
Braden.
Whoop whoop.
See, you know lyrics better than you think you do.
I did. It came out of nowhere. It was deep in my mind.
The Triple H one, I literally just like took a shot in an open cave and hit something, surprisingly. Like, I had no idea I was going to get that one.
Yeah, most of mine were guesses.
All right. Now we're on the main topic of this episode, which is Monday Night Raw. The conclusion of WWE's tour in Perth, Australia. Raw opens up with Seth Rollins and The Vision coming out to do so Seth can cut this celebratory promo to his victory last night. Well, not last night, Saturday at Crown Jewel. Nothing really special there. However, I will get into something kind of like, don't want to necessarily say foreshadowing about this promo, but I will get into that a little bit later in this portion. But the first match of the night was Dominic defending the Intercontinental Championship against Penta. And honestly,
Which was insane.
a great match.
A great match. What a reaction for Dominic, which we've seen recently as of late, but just a cheers for him. They booed Penta at one point.
I'm almost afraid they're going to end up having to turn Dom face with how, loved he is.
And
Why are you afraid of that?
If done right.
Only because I feel like he plays such a good chicken shit heel that
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. This is what wrestling is notorious for doing. When you're so good at being a heel, people will appreciate that and love you.
Oh yeah.
In the fans, I think they want to see him as a babyface, and I think it's about time they turn a babyface. I would.
That's
I really believe it's gonna be even more clear for WWE to turn in babyface once Liv Morgan comes back, because we know she's gonna get a babyface pop when she comes back. So you might as well make a top babyface couple out of this.
Right. And I don't think it's gonna be.
Oh, go ahead, Braden. Sorry.
Okay. I don't think it's gonna be like he's not gonna go and be the hero, be a big baby face. Like I think it'll be similar to like when CM Punk was face, like back in the day, like an anti-hero kind of. Like I think that's the best way they should do it. Like you're not gonna just turn him heel to face in a minute.
Yeah, and ironically, once they do pull the trigger, make him babyface, it's gonna be kind of like Eddie Guerrero in 2004.
Oh yeah.
That's a good comparison there.
Because Eddie Guerrero was snarky. He was very against the grain. He was rough around the edges, and his promos were heelish, but the fans were cheering because of the oppositions that he had, like Kurt Angle, and the fans, when it came to choosing between Kurt and Eddie, the SmackDown audience chose Eddie, and so the fans are choosing Dominic now, and I can definitely see them pulling a 2004 Eddie Guerrero thing. And then maybe the role of Kurt Angle this time is going to be played by Finn Balor.
I can see that.
I like that.
And
also,
I
No Judgment Day. I feel like it's a great time anyway, seeing Penta in a match.
Oh, I love Penta.
Penta is one of my favorite, luchadors to ever grace this planet.
Oh, yeah.
Seattle Meadow.
Damn right. And then next we had the Rhea Ripley versus Kairi Sane match, which ended up with a attack from the Kabuki Warriors onto Rhea and Io, which pretty good segment overall. Rhea finally got that pop that she needed from Crown Jewel.
Right.
Holy shit.
Something that didn't happen at Crown Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel bad for Rhea because that was a big moment. She's a home country, hero, basically. For lack of a better term, a hometown hero.
Right.
And she didn't get her proper pop because that was immediately following the Cena and Styles match. But tonight she finally got that moment.
Very well deserved.
Which kind of also helps solidify the heel ways of the Kabuki Warriors in a sense of they left that proverbial hometown hero lifeless, basically.
Yeah, definitely good heat.
Then after that, we had the match between Bronson Reed and Jimmy Uso, which again, it was great that they're showcasing, their homegrown talent, especially in like because last time WWE was in Australia, Bronson Reed had to miss it due to injury.
Okay, it was the one I was thinking about.
So it was
Yeah.
like it was kind of a good feel good moment for him since he now gets to wrestle on a main platform in front of his fellow countrymen.
Right, with his biggest push he's had.
And then after the match is pretty formulaic, Braun Breaker gets involved. A big beatdown. Out comes Jey Uso, which we still questioning kind of what's going on with Jey. Is he kind of like turning away from Jimmy and Roman? Is like nobody really knows.
I think Jey Uso right now, I think he's in limbo because I don't know if WWE knows what they want to do with him right now.
Right.
And it's like now he's teetering between babyface and heel, and I think he's I think he's directionless right now.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And it's like they can't make up their mind if they want to bring the Usos back full time or they want him to be on his own. Do they want him world heavyweight champion? Because they keep on putting him in the number one contenders matches, which we'll get to later. But it's like really pick what you want to do with him, because if you're not going to have him in the world title picture, then stop inserting him in like the segments with CM Punk and LA Knight just to shoehorn him in, just so he has a place on the card.
Right.
And if they were teasing this entire time about bringing the Usos back just to break them up, then that was meaningless to do anyway. So I feel like WWE does not know what they're doing with Jey Uso right now, and I don't think they have a clear direction for them.
And if they break them up, for God's sakes, if we get a match between Jimmy versus Jay, let there be more than super kicks.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that WrestleMania match was so disappointing.
If we get a repeat of WrestleMania 40 between the two,
Yeah, that was disappointing.
that was like by far the worst match on WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
If I'm being real here.
You're not wrong. But also,
No.
I think it's a mix of what Hannah was saying about directionless. I think it is that. I think it's also how we were saying earlier with the Street Profits. I think it's a slow burn. I think they're trying to make it a slow burn, but I just don't want them to fall into the same pattern of doing it too late. Where there's only so many teases you can do before you have to pull the trigger.
Yeah, because then you're going to get to a point, it's like, well, they're not going to do it anymore, so we're just going to stop caring. And then whenever it does inevitably happen, it's like, oh, well, okay.
Right, who cares? Or it's just going to end up being just the Usos reuniting again, and it was all for nothing.
And, overall, though, the segment was good with them. Jay coming out to help out kind of helps us think, okay, well, maybe he's not backing off from everybody. But again, we said we don't really know. It's kind of nobody really knows what direction he's going in quite yet. Hopefully that's something that will develop sooner rather than later. That way, like we said, people stop caring.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the worst things you can have as a wrestler or a talent of any sort. It's like when the fans stop caring, it's hard to make them care again about the same thing. Because then they're skeptical. Like, okay, well, why should I care now? If you wanted me to care then, we did. You didn't utilize that. It's almost like the boy who cried wolf. It's like, hey, this is a really good moment now. But it's like, yeah, but it was going to be a really good moment 6 months ago.
Yeah, and I really hope that at some point, just because I'm an inclusive human being, I really want to see Jimmy at some point be able to have his time as a singles champion.
Absolutely.
And I don't care what title he holds. I don't want him to be, for lack of a better term, Marty Jannetti'd.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they're pushing Jay to be like, giving him kind of the Shawn Michaels treatment, because Jay's already won a Royal Rumble. He's been world champion and Intercontinental. And Jimmy, the only thing he's been is tag team champion. And like that's not a knock. I don't want Jimmy to not have his moment in the sun, because he's contributed as much to the WWE as his brother has. And I would like to see him get his praises, get his flowers, and maybe have an Intercontinental title reign. Maybe they could put Jimmy with Dom. If since he's on Raw now, and I thought originally when he was on SmackDown that he was going to hold the U.S. title. That never came to fruition.
Yeah, I think he should have been solo for it.
And the thing,
Yeah.
and if I'm being completely honest, and no disrespect to Jay, I think Jimmy, like, especially when it comes to mic work,
Is better.
Right on the
Jimmy
mic.
is way better. He's more diverse with his promos, if you will. Because
Right.
Jay, especially since, the whole Yeet thing took off, that's basically been it.
Yeah, I think it just so happened that Jay got over, and that's why he was the one pushed.
Yeah, and I always originally thought when I was watching the Usos like years ago, that I always thought if it came down to them breaking up, I thought Jimmy was going to be the breakout star. But I was wrong, and I'm
I
happy
also
that I
thought
was
that.
wrong. I was happy that, oh wow, it was Jay that got the push. But a part of me thought that when I was watching the Usos back in the day, like 10 years ago when I was watching the Usos, I always assumed that Jimmy was going to be the bread and butter of that group once they broke up. But I'm happy to have been proven wrong, but I do want Jimmy to get his flowers at some point.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And before we move
Definitely.
on, just a quick shout out to Jay over here in the comments with all these gifts. I
Jay's
appreciate
going
you.
wild.
Thank you so much for all this love and support. He does say Jay is an overrated wrestler, in my opinion. Without Yeet, I don't know if he would get over like he did. And that's just it.
Yeah.
And he definitely could have. He definitely could have gotten over. However, it's the drunk press conference with Cody
Yeah,
that
that did
shot
it.
his ass to the moon.
That did it.
Do you feel him, sir?
Straight.
Do you feel him, sir?
I
The way
remember
Cody
watching
said
when it
that was
happened, I was
hilarious.
like, I watched that with headphones in. So whenever Cody asked it, it was almost like tickling my eardrum when he got really close and said, "Do you feel him, sir?" I was like, "Ooh, I didn't like that."
Because some have been here since both our daddies were babies. Wait,
Just
both our
and I
daddies
like
been
when
here.
I like when he said, just so you guys know, Jay and I may have had a jubilation of sorts on the bus.
You might have had a few libations.
Libations,
Or
yeah.
whenever they had asked, Cody, where he is at it, Jesus, where he's at in the story, and he asked Jay, he's like, then starts talking about watching series. He's like, you wonder what's the next episode. Starts at 10 seconds. Yeet, like.
But yeah, my favorite part of the press conference was when Cody was like, "Do you feel him, sir?"
And what's funny is drunk press conferences like that would not have flown in Vince's era.
Oh, hell
Oh no.
They would have been suspended for 30 days for wellness policy.
Yes.
Oh, I think with Vince, I knowing Vince, I think they would have just been fired on the spot.
Either that or it wouldn't have been the American Nightmare and main event Jey Uso winning the tag titles. It'd have been Stardust and just,
2015
face
Usos.
paint Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird to think that, this day and age, Stardust and at once upon a time an Uso that we couldn't tell from the other has been the top champion in WWE.
The only way I could tell both of them apart back in the day was that Jay used to have that tattoo on one of his pecs,
Yeah.
and that was the only way I could tell them apart.
Me was the face paint, which side their face paint was on.
Oh, that was mostly what I did.
Yeah, because didn't Jimmy used to have his face paint on the left and Jay on the right, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I think that's what it was. Fun fact: my
Excuse me.
my first ever WWE show, the first ever piece of merch I got was a orange OG Usos shirt.
My first
Just a fun
WWE
fact.
show, one of the matches was a tag team match, ironically, for the tag titles between the challengers, the Usos, versus the reigning champions at the time, Gold and Stardust.
Oh,
Interesting.
wait, what year? I think that might have been the match for the same show I went. To be honest,
This one was in Little Rock, Arkansas in September of 2014.
mine was also. I think mine was like in November 2014. So I think just around that time, it was the same old stuff. I think
It
that was about.
was insane. Looking back on it, it's like, wow. Two of those guys are now world champions.
That is cool to think about.
The next match was a decent tag team match. It was nothing really special or really story or, monument shifting. It was Lyra Valkyria and Bailey taking on Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez from the Judgment Day. But where I'm kind of torn about this was what happened after the match, after they lost, and Roxanne kind of called her shot at Stephanie Valkyria's world title. The reason why, it's like, from a fan's perspective, it's like, well, if you're calling your shot there, you just lost a match. So what makes the fan think that you're going to win this one? I hope that makes
for me,
sense.
it's
It
like
doesn't sound
being
crazy.
well, being for me, like anybody that knows me knows that I'm a huge mark, so to speak. That's the best word I could use right now. I'm a huge mark for Roxanne Perez. I think she's the future of the women's division, even though that's a cliche statement to say. And I see her possibly in the next 5 to 6 years main eventing WrestleMania with some of the women. And I would love to see her face Stephanie for the women's title.
Yeah, that match
would be different because, like, for the past couple of years we've had Io and Rhea in that, and I want to see something different. So if they want to do a program with Stephanie and Roxanne, I'm all for it. I have no complaints.
I would enjoy seeing that a lot. But I totally get what you were saying, Rambo. Like, I totally get your point.
I guess it's just from, like, the fans' perspective. Like, I don't want it to seem like, well, I'm calling my shot. It's like, well, you just lost 5 minutes ago.
Right, it definitely could have been better timing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but she's doing what Rambo. She's doing what heels normally do.
Oh yeah.
They totally forget they lost because their egos are out of control, and they're like, even though I lost, I'm calling my shots. I mean, look at Triple H back in the day. How many times did he lose? And he's like, that world title is mine. You have to go through me to beat me. And he would do that to Batista, and it's like Batista would tell him, I've beaten you twice. Then calling back to 2005, Triple H lost at WrestleMania 21 to Batista, then he lost at Backlash, and then he lost at Vengeance. And Triple H is still in denial, and he's still saying he's the man, and you have to go through me to beat me. And then Batista goes out there, and he's like, dude, I've beaten you 3 times. Like the simplest thing like that. It's the delusional, egotistical heel. And that's exactly what Roxanne is playing. And her saying that is her playing her part.
I think it would hit a little bit better. And we've talked about this, not necessarily through the podcast, but just in general, is I think the overlooming shadow of just the Judgment Day itself just needs to go away.
For both Roxanne and Dom.
Yeah.
I think for all parties.
I think everybody in that group would benefit from disbanding. I think Finn would benefit. Dawn will definitely benefit. Roxanne and Raquel will benefit, and JD McDonough. And I think even JD McDonough is being underutilized because I really want to see what he can do on his own.
And
He's a hell of a worker.
Even
And this is coming in
disbanding the group, it's not necessarily like they have to split apart the tag teams, for example. Like, they can still have Roxanne and Raquel be a tag team, but without being known as the Judgment Day, like, participants. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
But now
I think it's time to get to the main event.
Oh, yeah, we're on to the big kahuna, if you will,
The big
of this
kahuna.
episode of Monday Night Raw, which is the main event, which was a triple threat match for a number one contendership for Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title between CM Punk, LA Knight, and Jey Uso.
This one might not even be the big kahuna, honestly.
Yeah, like overall, it was a good match. And one thing I'm picky about with triple threat matches is there's times where you'll see a triple threat happen, and it's basically like a glorified 2-on-1 until the one is down, like out for a bit, and then it's still another 1-on-1.
Right.
This one was a collective distaste for each individual person. Punk has his issues with Jay. Jay has his issues with LA. LA has his issues with Punk, and so on and so forth. So it made it a good blend of all three men want their pound of flesh on each other, and it was diverse.
And then like before we even get into the actual match part, that Perth crowd was loud, and I want to give them their due diligence and their flowers. The way they sang "Cult of Personality" for CM Punk.
That was awesome. That
and
was
then the moment, and then the moment the bell rang, that entire audience is chanting CM Punk, CM Punk. I mean, they were, in my opinion, watching this match. I'll ask you guys, was that a pro CM Punk crowd in Perth?
Absolutely.
And then on top of all that, we saw that sign of that woman that was in tears holding this sign that says, "I waited 19 years to see CM Punk."
Yes.
That was a beautiful.
Teared up.
Yeah, and so, it's amazing how his name was chanted like 3 times in that match. So shout out to Perth for their singing voices, for being loud, and as a fellow CM Punk lover, just to hear that reaction for him was really, really cool.
I'm very happy about Perth.
One takeaway from this entire tour is Perth is honestly to me, like a top 5 wrestling crowd. Like, as far as the overseas tours go, because history has shown 90% of overseas events typically have the more rowdy, crazy crowd, like Brussels or France or Australia.
Well, it's because they they never get anything, so that's the reason why.
UK.
Yeah, they don't get any shows there overseas, and so it's special to them.
Like, that makes me think of the level of heat Becky Lynch got in her promo against Nikki Bella in Birmingham, England, when she dropped Ozzy Osbourne's name.
Ooh.
Yeah, too soon.
Oh, yeah. But it's like, that was a crowd, like, those are typically crowds that don't give a shit about the television show. They'll tell the wrestler what they think. But all that aside, with the triple threat match, it was a great main event. It's refreshing not having baby faces going against the Bronze.
Yes.
And I will speak ad nauseum on that. Only because for 8-9 weeks prior, that's all we had.
That's all we got.
Which for the first 2 weeks, it's like, okay, this is cool. But then it kept repeating.
Yes.
The Bronze would win. They would attack the baby faces. another babyface would come out to even the odds, and the babyfaces are standing tall.
There's only so much you can do.
Very copy and paste.
So it's definitely very refreshing. I'm
Oh,
happy
Jesus. I'm not deactive on live. Jesus. Sorry, I'm keeping that in there because I'm not going to try to pinpoint and time that. TikTok thought I was inactive, so it wanted me to make sure that I was still here.
Oh, all right, TikTok.
It does that when you don't have when you don't have enough people in the chat. The chat is what keeps it active.
Huh.
Well,
But anyways,
I'm still here, TikTok.
in that match, we had we had the BFT, we had, we got CM Punk falling out the ring really weird when both of them, hit
Yeah.
Yeah.
him, which that was a little awkward. But then at the end, we have a new number one contender, and his name is Phillip Brooks, CM Punk.
Yes.
Whoop.
CM Punk got the victory for the
And did
number
you
one
see?
contendership.
And Jay's grill came out of his mouth.
Yep.
I saw that. Yeah.
And then as Punk was celebrating, we hear "Burn It Down," and out comes the Vision.
Yeah.
Which, at first, I was like, "Oh shit," because it's like you seen Paul Heyman, Bronson Reed, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker. You seen them walk out, and then Braun Breaker just blows past everybody else and cuts Jey Uso in half.
His spear is so good.
Runs around, cuts LA Knight in half, and then they go in and attack Punk. They attack Punk. Everybody gets theirs in on them. And then at the end of the night, Seth Rollins is telling him, "You will never win this champion again. I will make sure of that." It's typical Seth Rollins fashion towards CM Punk.
And then Rambo, what happens next?
And then the story takes a twist that for the first time in a long time, WWE caught everybody off guard. And that
Not
was
me.
the spear to Seth Rollins. A nasty spear, mind you.
They're all nasty. I love his spear. But
Now,
no,
I am like, okay, so originally when I watched this, I'm like, oh, great, it's the Vision standing tall. Like, what else is new? And then the Braun Breaker thing happened, and I was shocked. I kind of wasn't, because Seth Rollins' promo earlier that night, he's saying he doesn't need anyone, that he won at WrestleMania on his own. And he pretty much downplayed everything that the Brawns did for him and Paul Heyman.
Oh,
He
yeah.
basically brushed them off.
And that's what I mentioned earlier. Like,
On top of all of that, I'm kind of confused. So, CM Punk is the number one contender, and now we got Braun Breaker holding up the World Heavyweight Championship and basically took it off of Seth and walked away with it. So it's like, okay, who's getting the championship match first then? Is it going to be Braun Breaker, or is it going to be CM Punk? It just leaves I have more questions than answers right now.
that's kind of the way that I feel like it was slated out to be. Because, like, this happened at the last possible, like, minute and a half, 2 minutes on Raw. Right? They showed the ending credits. I was like, okay, this is it. And then I see that happen. I was like, oh, shit, there's more. He hits the spear. He basically tells Bronson, like, you either fall in line or accept your fate. Bronson then falls in line and hits Seth with a tsunami, which again leaves Breaker standing tall with the world title at hand.
Right.
And that's why I waited to mention what Seth Rollins said in the promo until we got to the main event, because that's right. Seth, as he was cutting, he said, "I don't need Paul Heyman. I don't need Bronson Reed. I don't need Braun Breaker I didn't need any of them." And if you look, you can kind of tell Braun Breaker, you could tell it kind of in his face, like, really?
Well, and allegedly, this may be the reason why they did it. allegedly, and right now with Seth Rollins, I do not believe this because he broke my trust months ago, and he gaslit the crap out of everyone. But allegedly, he injured his arm or his shoulder when he did the coast to coast on Cody,
I did
and
watch
his
that
arm was in a
back.
he was in an he took a picture with a fan, and he had ice cream in one hand and his arm in a sling in the next, and you could tell throughout Monday Night Raw he was kind of holding his left arm, and I'm
But it's hard
wondering,
to trust him now.
I I'm saying allegedly because, well, the knee thing,
Yeah.
SummerSlam is a prime example, but it's like if he did get injured, I wonder if this was supposed to happen later, the
Yeah,
breakup of the Vision, and they
that's
just
what
had to
surprised
abruptly
me.
do it.
Yeah, because I mean, I think we all knew it was bound to happen at some point. I just didn't think it was going to be this early.
No,
I
like
think
I had
that's
a
what
feeling
shocked
that the
me.
Vision was gonna grow for at least a bit longer, at least until the end of the year.
Right.
Because
But
not
here's
only
the
does it throw
ultimate.
into limbo like everything going on with the world title picture, but that also throws war games into limbo.
That's what
Well,
I was.
here's a question I have though, and I'm going to leave the injury part out of it because when it comes to Seth Rollins specifically, now I want proof. But
Straight up.
I digress. But I want those medical records. That's what I'm going. That's what I'm going to say. But let me ask a question. Could this be ruse of the century 2.0? Was Seth Rollins willing to sacrifice another plan? Because he always says, I always have a plan B. I'm going to be champion at all cost. I'm the architect, right? Did
Oh
he
yeah.
sacrifice his spear in a tsunami? And is this a ruse? And is this a ruse? I think a lot of people wondering if this is a legitimate breakup, or has Seth Rollins concocted another plan B to make sure he stays champion?
I'm not sure if they would do that, but that would be spectacular. I think that'd be awesome.
Oh, absolutely.
Like that would be so great for the story, for Seth Rollins' character, for everything.
But like
But then if that
watching back
happens,
that
like,
match, I'm like, whenever I seen where it happened, I believe this more than I did with Saturday night's main event watching it back, because I can kind of tell, and obviously from experience from doing that kind of shit, seeing the way it was, I was like, oh yeah, that doesn't look good. Whereas with the knee, it's like I didn't see any kind of twinge or anything. It may have just been straight blunt force trauma. We don't know.
well, the question I also has is like, okay, if Seth Rollins is injured and he needs time to heal, and then it comes time to when he actually defends his title against Punk, is this time around, because of everything that's happened this year, is this a must win for Punk? Because the way I look at it is the next time he faces Seth Rollins for the championship, he has to win. He has to win this time around, or else I think he's going to lose credibility with the audience, and I don't think they're going to believe he's ever going to be champion ever in WWE. And I already see on Twitter and X, a lot of people think, you know, next month it's going to be 2 years into his return, and CM Punk has not had a true title reign yet. It's only been like that 5 minute thing at SummerSlam. So when it comes time for him to face Seth this time around, I think it would be in WWE's best interest and in the fans' best interest. They have to let CM Punk win and have his time as World Heavyweight Champion,
Not
right?
only that, it's if they were to face off and Punk were to lose, there's really no other way that this feud could continue. There wouldn't necessarily be a definite end to the feud
Right.
that would kind of like, I don't want to necessarily say that would help either talent because they don't really need help as far as star power, right? But I don't think that would be a good, like, definite end to the story, especially one that's been this heated and this heavily showcased over the last just about 2 years.
Right. And I think it is time now for them to give CM Punk a title reign because there's this ongoing joke online and there's memes made. It is hard to be a CM Punk fan sometimes.
Oh
Is
yeah.
because we're always like we're about to reach the mountaintop and then we're brought back down. And CM Punk has lost a lot of matches this year. It wasn't like last year. And I think a lot of fans are like kind of getting fed up with him constantly losing in the constant chase. And I think this time, I think it is time for CM Punk to be champion right now. Don't you guys think?
Oh yeah.
I think so.
Now, how do you guys think a CM Punk World Championship reign is going to go this time around in 2025, 2026? Do you think it's going to be interesting?
I
I
think
think
it
CM
would,
Punk can make
especially.
anything interesting given the power.
I feel like it would also help, like, kind of showcase some of the upcoming heels that's gunning for that title, like a Braun Breaker, for example. Like, I know he need like one thing with Breakers. I feel like he needs to develop a little bit more of a character per se
Right. I think this
before
is a
he.
perfect opportunity to do that.
Oh yeah, but like another thing like Dom, or run it back with Gunther, but it'd be the other way around where Punk's the champion and Gunther's not. There's a whole lot to be desired for. So
Well,
I'm definitely optimistic.
I think if they make Punk champion, and then it seems like AJ is going to be around for Survivor Series. It looks like that's the reports, but I'll believe when I see it. But if I'm gonna go off the reports, I can only imagine what her becoming Intercontinental Champion and him becoming World Champion, and then when it comes time for maybe Dom to break out on his own, and then Liv Morgan coming back, I think Dom and Punk for the world title would be very interesting. Just like I think maybe AJ and Liv for the Women's Intercontinental Championship would be very intriguing.
That'd be
That would be
fire.
fair.
I
I'd
would like
like
Because
that.
that.
I think it's time to get Dom in the world title picture and see how he is in the main event scene because I think Dom's ready.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
And it's one of those things where I want them to strike when the iron's hot.
Yes. They
Well,
need to get in a better habit of doing that. Um, back to this heel turn. Hannah, you said that it left you having more questions than answers.
Yeah, I have more questions than answers. Yes.
one question
Ladies
I
and
do
gentlemen,
have with
welcome to
that.
Braden's question of the night.
Oh, hell
Weekly, I
yeah.
will bring you a question along the lines of what if, what would you do, and how would you have done? Tonight, I bring you a what would you do on a very relevant topic, the vision moving forward.
Nice segue.
Hell
Thank you.
yeah.
With talking point, well, again, this is also fantasy booking, but talking points to think about the Braun versus Seth feud. What does it mean for the Punk Seth feud? How do you run those at the same time? How do you distract the other to, make another feud work? What does it mean for Bronson Reed? Is Bronson Reed just a henchman to Braun Breaker now? Or what can Bronson Reed do if he's not going for the world title like Breaker is? And is it just the two? Is it Paul Heyman and the Bronze? Or are they going to bring in another member with them?
One thing
Sound
I
off.
really think would benefit the two to help kind of get them set up, especially with their own individual like characters, is instead of it being immediately Braun going for the world title, I think it would be a little bit more wise to have them break apart from Seth and then have Braun and Bronson gun for the tag titles.
Yeah, I think that needs to be done first.
If anything more to get them belts off the fucking Judgment Day. If for
Yeah.
nothing else.
Gotcha.
But then also with Bronson and everything, um, if they want him to face somebody at WrestleMania, because also Elimination Chamber next year is in Chicago, boys.
Whew.
And I can only imagine Punk and AJ win their prospective chamber matches, what that would do.
Oh, yeah.
So now I'm starting to wonder, maybe CM Punk will never win a Royal Rumble. He'll be one of the greatest to never win a Royal Rumble, like Kurt Angle and Jericho. Because now I'm assuming they're going to have somebody else win the Rumble and that Punk will win the Elimination Chamber. So maybe Braun Breaker wins the Royal Rumble in Saudi?
I wouldn't be opposed to that. As
I
long
can
as they
see
have
that.
something, like have him more than just the dog gimmick.
Yeah.
See,
Because they could do, maybe if they stretch it out and to have like the definitive end to Seth and Punk, have Seth and Punk be at WrestleMania, and that's when Punk finally wins, and then maybe have Braun Breaker face Cody Rhodes.
I could see that. Kind of what I have, what I kind of imagine. This is just a part of it, but so when Punk and Seth go at it for the contendership, Punk just won. Punk wins with Braun screwing Seth over. You have Braun and Seth feud for a little bit. Braun gets a Rumble win. CM Punk's still the champion. He wins the Elimination Chamber, defending the championship. And then you have Braun and Punk at WrestleMania. And
I
that's
don't
when
think he would.
Braun has his crowning moment.
I don't think Punk would win the title before Chamber, because they don't use the Chamber to defend the title anymore. The Chamber makes you number one contender for the opposite title that the Royal Rumble winner picked. They haven't been using the Elimination Chamber like they used 2 years ago, where you're defending the title in the Chamber. So I don't know why, so CM Punk would not be in the Chamber if he was world champion by that point.
That's a good point. If they do it that way this year. Yeah.
So, like,
in the
if
perfect
they were
world,
going to
if
make,
did do it that way.
if they were going to make Punk champion, it might as well be at WrestleMania.
Right.
That's fair.
That'd be
And
cool.
that would be a really good place for it, especially somewhere like a main event, too. That way Punk
that'd be
can finally
storybook.
can get his hand raised and be standing tall in the main event of WrestleMania.
That would be beautiful.
And I don't think they're going to have, knowing WWE, knowing their market with Chicago, I don't think they're going to have an Elimination Chamber match in Chicago and not have CM Punk in it, and also not have him win. In Chicago, of all places.
That's very fair.
I mean, like if you want to make money, that's the way you make money.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
And then on top of all that, have his wife win the other one.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I like that.
Because we all know TKO is about the almighty dollar, and the best way to push tickets for WrestleMania next year would definitely be to probably, if they want to, Elimination Chamber, like they would sell a lot of tickets knowing that, you know, CM Punk has another main event, and knowing that maybe AJ has a shot at one of the women's championships, whether it's the WWE one or the world. Like that will push WrestleMania tickets. So,
All right.
but I could see
Yeah.
Braun Breaker maybe winning the Royal Rumble, and then maybe him and Bronson kind of conflicting at some point. But I would like to see them have a run with the tag titles first to see if those championships would work on them.
I agree. Another thing I have written down that I kind of thought about is if Rollins, being the visionary and all, gets in Bronson Reed's head and is kind of like, you saw what Braun did to me, you think he wouldn't do that to you? But also, you've seen what Paul's done to Punk, you've seen what he's done to Reigns, and you've seen what he's done to me now. You think he's not going to do that to you guys? So maybe try and turn Bronson against them and get him back on his side.
That's fair.
I think that if they're not going to do the big swerve, like you said, Hannah, which would be awesome, I think that could be another thing for Rollins to do, like his whole visionary thing. I think that'd be perfect.
Well, with me, when it comes to anything that involves Seth Rollins, I have my guard up. Because Seth Rollins has caused me as a wrestling fan so much PTSD, it's not even funny. And it's like, I don't trust him. I don't. It's
No,
like
and he hasn't really given you a reason to in recent
and
memory.
like in him saying he has done everything on his own, he has spent 80% of his career being shielded, no pun intended, by other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's not turn your back on facts here. The Shield, AOP and Murphy, and then Murphy and that other dude that I forgot his name, and then you have
Evolution.
Authority. The Authority. You have the Authority, and then you had Becky the first time, and then you had him turn heel, and then you now have like the Vision. He hasn't really done much on his own.
No, that's very fair.
And he's trying so hard to be like, when he's the Messiah, it's almost like he's being, CM Punk when he was part of the Straight Edge Society. It's like CM Punk did it first.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the main correlations I've seen. Plus, not for nothing, the looks kind of didn't help it either with the long hair and the black beard.
Yeah.
That didn't help the case. Like,
but
I don't
when I
think
look,
that
when
was
I look,
necessarily what they were going for, but it didn't help.
No, but when he goes all Messiah on everybody, it's like, well, CM Punk did it first, bro. So it's almost like you're trying to be him.
And the thing too is like, and again, we talk in hindsight here. The Messiah gimmick could have worked had it would have been done right and not drop the ball as soon as they ran out of ideas.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it helped that it was like also in the Thunderdome era.
Yeah, and I take everything with a Thunderdome with a grain of salt.
And I think it would have worked better with fans.
The zombie lumberjack match.
Ugh.
But that's but for me, I'm not going to believe the Seth Rollins injury until I see some X-rays this time, and this breakup. I don't really believe it. Not really. Not until they stretch this out a little bit. But for me, I think it's another ruse distributed by Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. So it's like, I'm going to keep my guard up.
It's like, hey, WWE, let's break some HIPAA laws for real quick, just so I can get clearance on this.
Exactly.
Breaking HIPAA.
Like, let's forget about HIPAA real quick. Well, before we jump off the air, there is one thing that I was thinking about doing, and it's kind of taking a little page out of your playbook, Hannah. I wanted to test y'all's knowledge, if I may.
Oh, boy. I don't know if I have a brain cell, but I'll try.
I don't either. I worked at Waffle House. Mom, all my brain cells are gone.
I worked at a Wendy's, the same thing.
But how do you think y'all would do with guess the pay-per-view?
Oh, go ahead.
Hannah, you sound too confident.
No, I'm saying just go ahead.
I think I do okay.
I list off the matches on the show and have you tell me what it is.
Okay.
I think I do all right.
How many do you got?
There is, for this, I'm doing one just for now.
Oh.
I can do more if you want.
Let's do the first one first. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if y'all have the guess, just let me know you think you've got it. I'll give y'all an opportunity after each match to see if you need me to move on to the next one. And
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
And I'm going to try to do this as an order as I can of how it laid out on the card, but I might butcher it.
It's okay, just go ahead.
First match was a Falls Count Anywhere match between Umaga and Jeff Hardy.
Falls Count Anywhere.
That gives me a couple years to think about.
Y'all ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Yep.
The next match was a Singapore Cane Fatal 5-Way match
Oh my
for the
God.
number one contendership for the ECW title between Tommy Dreamer, John Morrison, CM Punk, Chavo Guerrero, and The Big Show.
Why do I not remember that match? And it's CM Punk of all people. I should know this. That's my boy. Singapore Cane. And then a Falls Count Anywhere. This sounds like... Okay, what page? This wasn't One Night Stand 2007, was it?
Close.
Because that's basically kind of two extreme type matches back to back.
You are close.
Something like that. All right, keep reading if you're ready.
Then we had a stretcher match between Shawn Michaels and Batista.
became Batista.
Wait a minute, that one was the... No. I remember that match. Was that One Night Stand Extreme Rules 2008?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I knew the year, but I didn't have a pay-per-view down.
That was that one weird year where it had like One Night Stand, but it was also called One Night Stand Extreme Rules.
Yep.
And then the year.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of the card was a first blood match between JBL and John Cena. A WWE Championship Last Man Standing match between Triple H and Randy Orton. And a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the World Heavyweight Championship between Edge and The Undertaker.
And then The Undertaker.
Where the stipulation was where if Undertaker loses, he left WWE.
Oh, yeah.
Do we want to do some more, or...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we can do some more and then wrap it up after that.
Hell yeah. Give me just a second to think of another pay-per-view.
Jay in the comments said, I say do 5.
Recent. Or just any.
Mix it up. Do a couple here and there. But Jay said do best of 5.
I'm down with that if y'all are.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Send us off.
All right. This one is a little bit more recent. There is 5 matches on this card. And in no particular...
That's not going to help anything because...
this was in no particular order.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, no, 6. Okay. We have Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. That really narrows it down, doesn't it?
Yeah, that could be anything.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we have a 30-minute Iron Man tag team match for the Raw tag team titles between The Bar and the Hardy Boys.
There's an Iron Man match? Oh. Okay, I don't know it, but that narrows it down in my head, I think.
Would that be Great Balls of Fire 2017?
It is.
No way. Gosh, Hannah.
The rest of the card was, this one might have given it away, Enzo Amore versus Big Cass.
Okay, that would have given it away.
I would have gotten enough of that.
And then we had an ambulance match between Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns.
Roman.
And then the WWE Universal Championship match between Brock Lesnar and Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe. Yeah. The rest would have given it away.
All
All
right,
right, so
let's see.
you might only have to do 3.
This one I'm gonna go back a little ways.
Gotcha.
If it'll pull up the damn thing. Oh, there we go. All right. What's up, Yanni? We have a women's championship match between Victoria and Trish Stratus to kind of help give a timeline.
Okay. Victoria and Trish Stratus.
We have a tag team match between William Regal and Chris Benoit versus Ric
Gotcha.
Flair and Batista.
William Regal and oh god,
This is. I know the year.
You want me to move on to the next match?
yeah. And I feel stupid. I should know this because this is when I was really, really watching wrestling.
We have the World Tag Team Championships in a tag team match against the reigning champions La Resistance versus the team of Tajiri and Rhino.
I have no idea. You got any more matches on that card?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. Yeah, keep naming.
We have an Intercontinental Championship ladder match between Christian and Chris Jericho.
Unforgiven 2004.
Damn.
I had the year wrong and everything. Yeah, good job.
The other 2 matches were Shawn Michaels versus Kane in a no disqualification match. And the main event was Triple H versus Randy Orton for the world title.
The only reason why I remember that is because, like, I remember watching that pay-per-view, and that was the only match I cared about watching.
Fair. All right, Hannah won 3-0, best of 5. Would you do one from 2014? Hannah, I know that was your dark period, but that's where I thrive. Just do one so I can feel good about myself. Just one, please, and then we'll wrap it up.
All right,
Rambo, pick one from around. Pick one between like 2013 and 2016, like randomly, and see if he can beat me. But I want to see if I can try to beat him.
Fair enough. And yeah, that range is perfect. That's fine.
Like any random one between those 3 years, because I was in high school and I was a very, very busy person.
Let's
I will see if I try to get it.
Okay, I've got an idea. Okay. Oh. Damn phone, come on. Come on. It's loading. Bear with me.
We really should have Jeopardy music playing.
For real.
All right. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on this card.
Okay.
Goldust versus Stardust.
Okay, I have my year. I'll take another match, but I have the year.
Hannah, you ready for the next one?
I guess.
We have the team of the Usos versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd.
Fastlane 2015.
There you go.
Okay.
See,
All right. We're in my sweet spot.
see, I was too busy trying to graduate high school.
I was too busy being in 5th grade.
This
Yeah,
is gonna be
I did not watch that pay-per-view, so I would not have gotten it.
this is just gonna be if you get it, great, but if not, it means nothing.
Gotcha.
But let's see. It's right there. Okay. This one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 matches on it.
Okay.
The first match was Cesaro versus Diego from Los Matadores.
Oh dear God.
Okay. I know the year.
Then we had a tag team match between the Lucha Dragons and the New Day.
Right now, I'm lost in the year, but
I don't know.
hold on, let me think for just a second.
You're good.
Okay, go ahead and read another.
We had Nikki Bella versus Tamina versus Paige for the Divas Championship.
Okay, this is just a guess. Is it Survivor Series 2014?
No.
Okay. Oh. Or
Ready
is
for
it?
the next one?
Maybe I have the year wrong. Yeah, I'm ready.
The next one is Chris Jericho versus Neville.
Okay. Is it Survivor Series 2015?
Close. The year.
Okay, it's not a Survivor Series, but okay, so I had the year wrong. It is. I know it's before TLC because TLC was the Usos, New Day, Lucha Dragons. What was right before TLC that year? That the New Day and Lucha Dragons would have been.
This is
Hell in a
really to
Cell?
test to see if you really know it.
Is this Payback 2015?
No.
Is it Hell in a Cell 2015?
No.
Okay, keep reading.
Okay, we need another match.
A tag team match with the team of Dolph Ziggler and John Cena versus King Barrett and Kane.
Is this TLC 2014?
No.
Damn.
No, because it's King Bear. Is it a Battleground?
Nope.
What? Is there? It's after King of the Ring because there already was a King Barrett.
There's 2 more matches left on the card.
Yeah, go ahead and read it. I've already failed myself.
Finn Balor versus Kevin Owens for the NXT Championship,
What the?
where he
Beast in the
defeats
East?
Kevin Owens. Beast of the East,
Oh my
2015.
God! Beast in the East.
Well, that wasn't going to help because I never watched those specials.
Me neither. I just remember that moment happening.
In my head, I'm just gonna throw an off the wall
Oh, that was kind of...
For one, it was in Japan, and I was not going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And second of all, the only special I ever watched was The Shield's final chapter because Dean was leaving.
What a fun game. I like that one.
I was kind
And I
of
like Candace
seeing
from
if
earlier,
Braden
too.
could get that one because that was in his years of.
It was. And I had it. Not really, but...
And the main event was a singles match between Kofi Kingston and Brock Lesnar,
Yes,
Shocker.
which lasted longer than their match at SmackDown, but I digress.
Yes,
Was it 17 seconds this time instead of 15?
No, it was 2 minutes and 35 seconds.
Yeah.
No.
But anyway, everybody, that concludes this episode of Squared Circle Sessions. TikTok, I will have this episode up tomorrow. But feel free to come on back next week. We're gonna do the same thing, cover SmackDown and Raw for next week, building up to the next special show, which is Saturday night's main event. Plus, we're eager to see what comes of this whole heel turn, face turn, whatever, from Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and Seth Rollins. But until then, that's all that I've got. Do y'all have anything left to add before we wrap this up?
Obviously subscribe to this on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. That's where you can listen to all of this. And again, if you would like to submit any questions or any ideas for future podcasts, you can access me on my Twitter account, which would be at Hannah121Aqua, HANNAH121AQUA, and you can DM me or you can actually just tweet me through the feed of Twitter. So, just contact me on that, and that's all I got to say.
Braden, what about you?
Thank you to everybody. I leave you with stay safe, stay watching wrestling, and stay listening to us. And have a good night.
Deuces, ladies and gentlemen. Till next time. If you're not down with that, I've got 2 words for you. I'll let y'all finish the rest of that.
Subscribe. But that's one word.
Well, we'll pretend.
I don't math. And that is a wrap for this week's edition of Squared Circle Sessions. Big thank you to everyone who tuned in and hung out with us through all the post-Perth pandemonium. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to follow and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Be sure to drop us a like, leave a review, and let us know what you thought of this week's madness. And don't forget, we're dropping new episodes every week, diving into the latest in the world of professional wrestling, fantasy booking, quizzes, and all the chaos in between. Till next time.